Hi, I am Sergiy Beloy and I'm going to build a new kind of search engine later this summer. But before to start doing that, I need money for some initial steps, which are very important in my case because it's going to be a business which potentially could be as big as the famous Google search service. Some things need to be done right from the beginning, and first of all, I need to register an international company, as the search database going to be in many languages. Simultaneously, I need to register a new domain name, new trademarks, private servers, and so on. I've made some preliminary study on the subject, and there is a problem. I found that it's simply impossible to do by registering the company in my country. It's Ukraine, because of certain limitations in Ukrainian legislation, taxation system, and investment climate in general. In short, I need to register a company for this kind of project in the United States or Europe. But how to do that? Imagine you live in a poor country like my Ukraine and urgently need, say, $1 million. What would you do? I can tell you what I can do, and I can tell you what I'm going to do. I've just bought a very small and simple video cam to say a very simple message to the American company named Infospace Incorporated. Infospace, please pay me 10 millions US dollars right now. And don't use any excuses like we need some time to study your investment proposals, your business plan. Forget about that. It's not a conventional investment. I'm not asking you to invest into my future or search business. I'm asking you, Infospace, to pay me, Sergiy Beloy, 10 million US dollars without any conditions as a gift. As simple as that. What is more, I will need your official letter where Infospace says it's a gift. No obligations, no questions asked. The law in my country requires such a document for charity because they're going to charge me with taxes for the sum. And please do not propose me your stocks or other papers instead of money. I need cash only. You should make a bank transfer to my name by the end of this week. After that, the price will obviously higher, but I will talk about it in my next video clip. Why Infospace? Well, it's a long story. First of all, they were lying to me, and I hate lies. Once again, I'm not going to talk about this topic today. You should visit my website toinfospace.com, where I explain it, the store, in many details. Toinfospace.com. Please visit it. Speaking about my websites, you used to say, I'm reading it, such use, meaning using my websites, would therefore constitute unfair competition. Here it is. This is your letter, and this is so I was accused by Infospace in unfair competition. All I want to say today is that I'm going to compete with Infospace, but unlike in Infospace, I want to compete fair. So how just one person living in a poor country who never had its own home, a car, and so on, how he could possibly compete with a huge American corporation that worth about 250 million dollars for a fair competition? We need to have about the same conditions, right? In particular, Infospace should give me a half of that money, at least 100 million, and then and only then Infospace may tell me about fair competition. But today I am asking just for a sum of $10 million. It's 10 times less than the 100 million I mentioned. Nevertheless, I am certain I will beat the Infospace even with a fraction of their power, because I know something Infospace doesn't. For the last 10 years I've spent a lot of my time, energy, actually a lot of my life trying to communicate with Infospace's president, lawyers, chief executive officers, and they did nothing. During all those years, all of them have lived a very rich and comfortable life. Why would they care about problems their company caused to people like me? For Infospace's chief executive officers, it's easy to pretend I simply do not exist. Then it would be convenient to pretend the Infospace never approached me, never wrote to me their letters, but I do exist. Hi, here I am. Look at me now. I'm a live person, and your letters do exist. Your official letters addressed personally to me, Sergiy Beloy, sent to my home address here in Ukraine, and signed by Chief Executive Officer of Infospace. Here it is. This is just one of your letters, and this is a real signature of your Chief Executive Officer. And it will not disappear only because Infospace president and top management of Infospace believes it's not exist. All of you, and I can name every president and chief executive officer of Infospace to whom I sent a message about this story during last 9 years, all and each of you personally are responsible for appearing this video today. And if you think, well, it hardly concerns me personally, you are wrong. And unless you do something about it, about settling your info war now, I'm going to prove you are wrong. And probably in my next video clips and or some my other actions in the nearest future, you will need to deal with consequences of your actions anyway. I'd like to start just with saying one thing very clearly. I've never stopped fighting with Infospace till there is a final, fair settlement for this story, because this is a part of my life. Because Infospace actually made it a part of my life. Well, what else I can say? I wanted to say that now it's not just about me personally. Uh, it's a fight for the justice which I strongly believe must prevail sooner or later. What I'm trying to say in this first video clip that Infospace Incorporated as a company is always responsible for its mistakes, and it doesn't depend on which exactly president or chief executive officer signs its official papers. Infospace as a business is always responsible for its mistakes.